Cormac is one of the hardest hitting AoE heroes inside this game, and we're going to try him with high defense and with high attack and do side-by-side runs. And I'm going to talk to you about how to gear this guy. A lot of people ask me, how do I gear a Cormac? Just high attack, always high attack. Although I think you're going to be surprised with that high defense when we do those runs and have them side by side and see how fast they are and how much damage each of those do. But with any guy that does a lot of damage off of attack, you go attack percentage. Attack percentage on the ring, attack percentage on the necklace, and then you can even go attack percentage here on the earrings. Much love to all my supporters over at the Netmarble website. Come and support me as your content creator, and I will send you 200 stamina today. We'll know about the new rewards for January very soon. All the links are down below. And if you have high enough crit rate, then yes, go critical damage here if you want to, but to be consistent and still do a crazy amount of damage, attack percentage all across the board is all you need to worry about. Pierce is always better than critical damage. In 90% of the situations, as long as they have a decent defense, Pierce will always give you more damage. So I just try to go for Pierce. Sometimes I have to go for critical damage because that's what I've got for my keepsakes. You can go tack or hit rate orb on your orbs. And then here I have effect accuracy, so I can try to land his debuffs when we do those massive AoEs. Put down that evasion debuff because that's another thing that makes Cormac so incredibly strong. Plus, he has a speed lead in story and a speed lead in arena. There are 3 main sets to get additional damage with most of your heroes. There's the damage set, 2-piece to get 15% additional critical damage, crit rate set to get additional crit rate, 17%, and then an attack set to get 30% additional attack. Now, I think Cormac actually has too much critical damage gear on with this and these 2 pieces to have a 56% crit rate. I would like to bring that up a little bit more so it warrants him having all this. He does fine, and we're going to test him with this, with attack here on the necklace, attack on the ring, and then we're going to go full on defense, 22.8% defense and 22.8% defense. Here's another way that I would gear Cormac, just like this, the attack set along with the crit rate set. Now we have 44% crit rate, but he's going to give himself 80% additional crit rate, so I know he's always going to crit, so giving him higher critical damage would be fine. On Arthur, same thing over here with Bedivere. He's got an attack set along with a critical damage set, which makes sense because he's going to get a crit rate buff, which is going to make sure that he always does a crit. So you can build Cormac in any version of this gear. Attack set, critical damage set, and crit rate set. Cormac's best relic is the Frost Relic. Skill this skill 3. You're going to do 400% damage to 3 or more enemies, even 370% damage to 1 enemy. The only downside to this is Cormac has a really low base attack, around 1500, where most people have some base attack around 18 or 1900, but it's offset by this really high multiplier. So that's why he's hitting so hard. And I'm leveling up my Gawain right now. Now, Gawain has really high base attack. He doesn't have anywhere near these multipliers, but I think we're going to be surprised when we put these 2 side to side. So while I think he is the #1 AoE damage dealer that we have right now, he might not be. He might actually be on par with Gawain, but this is still insane damage. This is the only passive with Cormac I would get, but it's no rush getting this. It will increase his playability, but it's not something you have to go out and get right away. And there's no chivalry you have to rush toward either. Just take your time, use additional copies into his chivalry because he is that good, but there's no rushing. You don't have to use your additional memory stones to push into Cormac. We've got the critical damage in the middle, then we've got effect accuracy, speed, and pierce. And we're going to change this from attack percentage to 22.8% defense percentage and see what the difference is. But we're going to run them side by side so you can see it all at the same time. Here's the first initial test. We come in, we hit, we're hitting for 76,000 versus 51,000. Yeah, his attack multiplier is 400%. So, of course, we're going to go heavy attack. But what if we went heavy defense? Would it really make that much of a difference? I switched the gear to 100% chance to crit because it was too varied. At 50% chance to crit, sometimes attack would win, sometimes defense would win. Now you can see that we have almost 700 additional attack. The other one has almost 900 additional defense. because his base defense is higher. Cormac is already very tanky. He gives himself an increased defense buff, and he's given us that heal. Every other turn, we get this small heal, and I think it's 1,600 on the bottom and 1,000 on the top, depending on how much defense he has at that time, with that defense buff on. And to me, this battle really demonstrates that even though he's getting such a small increase in damage for defense, that it's surprising that we're doing this run with very comparable times. And we are getting a little bit more heal from him in the defense spec. Now, I wouldn't run him defense for Arena. I wouldn't even run him defense for this, but I think it's really interesting that this guy is doing so much damage still with defense percentage on 2 pieces, crit rate in the middle. The other one on top has attack percentage on those 2 pieces, crit rate in the middle. The dragon's almost at the same health. And they both have over 100% chance to crit, so it should be very consistent on this run. And the one with defense on the bottom, he's just waiting to take a turn. Once he takes that turn, the dragon's dead. So 1 minute and 12 seconds versus 1 minute and 30 seconds. Come on. Let's go, Cormac. Get in there. 1 minute and 27 versus 1 minute 12. Good luck to everyone trying to find Cormac's Frost Relic. If you don't summon it soon, make sure you're checking every day to see if it pops up. Every day on the right-hand side, and then every week on the left-hand side. Good luck to you all. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Appreciate your time, your love, and your support, and I will see you all in a video soon.